In this video tutorial series, we're going to look at Gimp, which is an acronym for GNU Image Manipulation Program. Gimp is a photo editing program and an alternative to Adobe Photoshop. If you're looking for software for creating logos, digital art, or technical drawings, you might want to consider using Inkscape, an alternative to Adobe Illustrator. The big difference between Gimp and Inkscape is the type of files the program is meant to work with. Inkscape is better when working with vector files. Vector files use mathematical formulas to create an image. This allows them to resize to any size without losing quality. Typical vector file types are PDF, which stands for Portable Document Format, and SVG, which stands for Scalable Vector Graphic. Gimp uses raster graphic file types. Some typical raster graphic file types are PNG, JPEG, BMP, and there are many, many more out there. Those are the file types Gimp works best with and are better file types for photo images. When we zoom in with a raster graphic, which Gimp uses, we see pixels, which is what we want to see when editing a photo. I've got Gimp open here, and depending on what version and what operating system you're working with, it may look like mine here all in one window, but it may open in multiple windows, and we'll see how that works in a moment. Before we see that, I want to look at some of these settings in the Welcome to Gimp 3.0.8 dialog box. We see 5 tabs along the top of this dialog box. We're on the first tab here, Welcome, and it has links to the Gimp website, links to some documentation, and how to contribute, which includes donating to keep the project going. This second tab here, Personalize, I'm going to make a few changes here to make my screen easier to see in a video. The first thing I'm going to change is the color scheme. I'm going to use the light colors. I think that works better when watching on a video. Then on the icon theme, I'm going to disable the Use Symbolic Icons if available. And we'll notice the icons up here in the corner became color. I'll click this again. We see they're all black. And when I turn that off, they became color. For the icon scaling, I'm going to check this override icon sizes by the theme so that I can change the size from medium to large. I'm also going to change the font scaling from 100 to 150. The next tab, Contribute, more ways to contribute to Gimp. Then we've got the Create tab. Here we can create a new image or open an existing image. And then down under Recent Images, we don't have any images listed here yet because I haven't created any. But we would select one or more and then click the Open Selected Images to open one or more images at that time. And then down at the bottom, we've got a checkbox here to Show on Start. I'm going to leave this checked for now so that we see this dialog box when I start Gimp. The last tab is just Release Notes, shows the release that we're on, Gimp 3.0.8, and then Release Notes below that. We also have the version up at the top here, so no matter what tab we're on, we can see that we're on version 3.0.8 from this welcome screen. I'm going to close the welcome dialog box. And I'm going up to the main menu where I see Windows, and I'm going to uncheck this single window mode. Gimp changes to show us 3 separate windows. Over on our left, we have our toolbox and tool options. On the right, we have channels and brush editor. Now it might also say something like layers history or brushes and layers, something along those lines. And then in the middle, we have a window with the main menu bar at the top, This will be our image window where we will create or open our images. The idea behind having separate panels like this is for when we have multiple display screens. We can move the image we're working with onto its own screen and use the full screen to work with that image, and we can have our tools and other panels on a different display screen. I'm going back into single window mode by clicking Windows and checking the single window mode checkbox. And like most apps, double-clicking on this title bar toggles full screen. I'll double-click it again to toggle out of full screen. And double-clicking again toggles back to full screen. Gimp has 5 main panels that we should be aware of. Starting in the upper left, we have the main toolbox window. These are the main tools we will use to manipulate our image. Below that, we have the tool options, and note, each tool has its own option. So if I click on a different tool, the options change for the tool that I have selected. We'll look at this more in future tutorials. These 2 panels made up that left window when we uncheck the single window mode. The panels that made up the right window in single window mode are over here on the right. And we've got 2 windows here, each with multiple tabs. We have the Layers tab, the Paths tab, and the Channels tab. And then down below, we have the Brushes tab, Patterns tab, Fonts, Document History, and Brush Editor. So clicking on the different tabs shows the options for that tab. I'm going to grab the Channels tab and pull it off of the dock. So now it's floating. I can add that back by putting it back in the tab. I can add it to the other window. I can pull it off and delete it. I can add it back where it was by clicking on the Configure This Tab button. Click on Add Tab and select Channels. And now it's back. But I can also have it on multiple tabs if I like. Add tab, Channels. I can also move it to the tab on the left where the brush options are. But I cannot add anything to the Tools window because there are no tabs on there. So we have 3 windows that we can add a tab to. We can also make it a new window up at the top. So now we have 3 on the right to have tabs. I'll move the brushes up here. And if we don't like the order, we can change that. Maybe I want to have the patterns here on the left and the brushes over on the far right. So we can customize this any way we like, but we may want to just go back to the defaults. So to reset our windows back to the defaults, I'm going to go over to Edit, Preference, and this takes a moment to pop up. There it is. I'm going to Windows Management, and I'm going to reset saved window positions to default values. This tells me that the window setup will be reset to defaults next time you start Gimp. So I will click OK. And now I'll restart Gimp and we should see our windows go back to their default settings. So I've restarted Gimp. It brought back up the welcome window. And notice it did reset our windows back to the factory settings, but it did not change the personalized settings that we changed. That's because we told it to only change the window settings back. There are other options for resetting different parts of Gimp. There is one more thing I want to talk about before ending this video, and that is in the help screen about Gimp. We see the Gimp logo here. The Gimp logo is Wilbur, and if I move this a little bit to the side, we'll see that Wilbur is right in our main window all the time. Some people miss that until it's pointed out to them. In the next tutorial, we'll look at how to create an image with Gimp.